It's a Travolting development. His movies are kinda shit. 15 years without a hit. Hey! It's John Travolta!
Can be.
Oh, God!
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
My political career!
It wasn't going anywhere anyway.
Hurtful.
Don't worry, it wasn't a tire. It was just a can of Dr. Pepper. Don't worry, it's not an alcoholic beverage tonight.
Well, we're not getting sloshed.
Oh, no, it's Monday. Are you kidding me?
What?
I mean, shit to do in the morning.
That's true.
I think we all do for the most part.
Yeah. Tuesdays are generally some of my quieter days because all the books have come in already. I got everything in boxes. Everything's done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tomorrow I've got like just chores and shit, just regular shit.
Tuesday's going with the wind, like, for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
My joke's always been the same, is that Tuesday's the awkward duck of the week.
The awkward duck.
Yeah, because, Monday's the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Wednesday's hump day. It's
Yeah.
Thirsty Friday.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Thirsty Thursday. Thank God it's Friday. And you have the weekend. And Tuesday's just kind of there.
I was about to say, you skipped Tuesday entirely just explaining everything, and I didn't like it.
But I can't come up with a thing for Tuesday. So it's just the awkward.
Taco fucking Tuesday.
Tuesday, bro.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
How dare you?
And Tuesday is the day that doesn't have to be special because it's not Monday, so you don't hate it automatically.
I guess.
All Tuesday has to do is not be shit, and it's good.
I had a history
Right,
teacher
better Monday.
that once someone said at TGIF, and and it was on a Thursday, and he said, "Shit, sorry, honey, it's Thursday."
Well, look, Tuesday is like the Alabama of the week because Mississippi is like the Monday. So as long as Tuesday isn't Monday, it's all right.
Fair point.
And I can say that because we don't have any listeners in Mississippi.
We don't.
I don't think they have electricity there.
I just left from there. I can't confirm. Some places in Mississippi do have electricity.
I always just defined Mississippi as that state with a smell.
Even like a hill of ducks.
I had to visit family there once, well, relatives, and they lived all the way on the other side in fucking Greenville, 2 to 12 minutes from the Arkansas border. And I drove, one trip, it was like 4 hours, but I swear I passed the same barn at least 7 times.
Yeah.
It's just flat. It's almost as bad as Iowa.
Oh.
Yeah. Try going to school in the Delta. Just vast, flat nothingness for just a minute. I will say, I mean, as someone who has lived in Mississippi all of his life, does fucking suck. But as someone who has lived in Alabama for about 7 years of his life, this fucking place sucks too.
I mean, it's generally like a South thing, right?
South it sucks.
I mean, I've lived here, I've lived in Texas, and I've lived in Florida.
Ooh, you lived in Texas?
It was not a fun year.
Oh, God.
I was young, but even then I was like, this place sucks. So, yeah, I don't like Alabama, but I like it more than the other 2 places I've been.
That's fair.
Lived.
Driving in Texas is terrifying. Don't recommend ever. Ever. Oh my God. Hot. You'd probably get a blowout like every day if you fucking drove there.
Yeah.
It's hot. Your tire would literally explode. No bullets required.
I think Washington, D.C. was the scariest place I've ever tried to drive.
That's probably terrifying, dude.
It was like Atlanta, but worse.
I had to drive through New York with a trailer, with the U-Haul trailer.
Oh, no.
Oh, you were like
that's
shipping
the most
wars?
terrifying. I've been driving through street repairs in New York with a rented truck and a trailer towing a car.
Nightmare.
It was.
What episode?
I was white knuckling it for like 3 hours.
What episode of Shipping Wars was that? I missed it.
This was shipping the mail order bride home, the one I met online that lived in Maine. It was a very bad decision. I'm so and so age. I should be married by now, and this girl is sending me nudie pics on the internet. So, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is this a bit?
This is the one I met playing World of Warcraft.
He's told me this story before.
Oh, this is a real story.
Yes.
What the fuck are we talking about a movie for? Oh my God. Are you shitting me?
I met my first wife playing World of Warcraft. I'm not joking.
Way
I mean,
more entertaining
that's
than
not-
Blowout.
Yeah.
That's not the part of the story I'm interested in.
We started flirting and exchanged emails just for the cute little memes.
Let's get this out of the way, y'all. This is
And
Travolta
then
Development. We'll talk about the movie in a minute. Shut up, everybody.
Without me asking asking for them sent me what she said, naughty pictures. They were naughty, all right.
Look at my shoulder.
This is my ankle. 1885 would have been scandalized.
You don't have to get into details, but on a scale, let's say on a letterbox scale of dirty, 1 to 5.
Let me just say this one word to clue you in. Arby's.
Oh! Well, good night, everybody.
That is the link that went to.
Man.
The length! Oh, why did you use that word after saying the other word first? Oh, God.
I think about time to be hitting the old dusty trail.
Oh, God. We didn't watch the
You're
old
welcome
lady.
for ranking your podcast.
I'm sure it wasn't a dusty trail.
Okay, you didn't. All you had to say was it would have been 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome, and I would have understood you completely.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah, it's Travolting Development, y'all. I literally picked the movie this morning.
Are you sure we don't need alcohol?
I mean, we got plenty of it if you need to get some.
Because this water isn't cutting it.
I, of course, will be your host, acting as host, Cannon. And with me as ever, we got Shimmy.
Yo.
We got Jeremy.
Hi.
And we got Frank.
Hello. Sorry.
No, you're not. You're not. I don't
I
believe it.
can't even be Frank tonight.
Where's the nearest thing I can find to throw at him?
I'm sure I'll muster up the courage at some point. But yeah, we watched the Travolta movie tonight, y'all. It was a Brian De Palma joint, apparently.
Yeah.
1981, entitled Blowout.
Yep.
Yeah.
And why'd you sniff? It's not that kind of blow.
I have an allergy problem. That's why.
That movie had Johnny Depp in it.
Yeah, I love that movie. What, you want to talk? You want to talk now? Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, no, like, that's the kind of blow I.
God, that movie's fucking great. Can't wait for that episode. But we did watch that movie. Interestingly enough, I'm going to go ahead and get this little tidbit out of the way. As history goes, you know, at least what I've heard, Tarantino told the big ups at Miramax, I believe at the time,
Yeah.
to watch this movie because they were iffy on casting John Travolta at the time for Pulp Fiction. And I guess it worked.
Yeah. I guess
So,
Well, I mean, Travolta's career was in the tank before
yeah.
Fiction.
Yeah, what was it like? I mean, before that, I guess, what Saturday Night Fever was before this, right?
Yeah.
Way before.
Welcome Back, Kotter, Saturday Night Fever,
Then you had
The Boy in the Plastic Bubble.
there was the sequel to Saturday Night.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Look Who's Talking movies, but
Yeah, like they were.
Oh,
He was on that Eddie Murphy trajectory.
yeah.
Like he had reached Norbit before he got into Pulp Fiction.
No, Hairspray came later.
Okay, so he was.
Interesting enough, Travolta has had this trajectory twice now.
I was having that conversation today where I was like mapping out Travolta movies on the phone with somebody, and I was just like, I was like, wasn't he in Hairspray? And
Yeah.
it's like,
The Travolta's movies look like a fucking heartbeat monitor, like in terms of quality. Like beep bop,
well,
beep bop.
you have that nice flat line in the 2000s of Battlefield Earth.
That line in between heartbeats, like you'll have like Saturday Night Fever, then it's just quiet, and then Pulp Fiction, then it's just quiet again because they're just not good.
Yes, this is true. Same could be said for a Bar Cage, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's like super erratic though.
It is erratic. It's fucking nuts. But let's see. We're going to do a little, how am I picking this order here? You know what, Shim Dog? Let's go ahead and get it out the way.
All right.
How'd we feel about Brian De Palma's Blowout?
Well, as far as De Palma goes, I was curious to see how many of his movies that I've seen that I've liked.
You know what? I am too, actually.
Because, I know that there's a lot that I do like and there's a lot that I'm not a fan of. So, like Phantom of the Paradise, I enjoyed that one. Blowout, I'll get to it. Scarface, I don't like.
I forgot De Palma did Scarface. Okay.
I've never enjoyed Scarface. The Untouchables, despite my feelings for Kevin Costner, I adore The Untouchables.
Yeah.
I even think he was good in it because he just had to be bland, white meat, and let everybody else act around him, and it worked.
Amen.
Carlito's Way. I love Carlito's Way.
Oh wow!
The first Mission Impossible. Yes, good time.
Wow,
It's a great movie.
Snake Eyes, which we will get to on the show. I watched when I was very young, and I didn't appreciate it, but I went back and rewatched it because I was like 11. Why am I watching fucking Snake Eyes, Dad? I went back and rewatched it. And I was like, this is good. This is a good movie. And then I haven't seen a lot of the later ones. I did see Domino. It was bad.
wow.
I know,
He's done a lot I've seen. I just didn't know he directed.
I know Bonfire of the Vanities has the most expensive airplane shot ever.
And see, I never watched that one.
Yeah, I never seen it. I watched like a long video on it.
And it seems like a thing I would like. I mean,
There are a lot
Bruce
of
Willis,
stars in
Tom
that.
Hanks.
Yeah, there's a lot of stars in that. That's why I was saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but apparently it flopped hard.
So
It was not good. I'd seen it. Yeah.
De Palma's, he's hit or miss for me. Always has been. This movie, it wasn't bad. I'm not going to say it's bad. There are a lot of choices that were not good. I will say there were a lot of really not good choices. And the script, the plot of the movie is weird. It's fucking weird. It feels like it was 2 or 3 movies cut up like you'd cut up like film stills and just sort of shoved together. Because it starts with a plot about an accidental assassination of a political figure. And then nobody really just cares about that. It becomes a murder thing. It becomes a murder like thriller. And the female lead is grating. And Dennis Franz is there too. And John Lithgow looks really young and terrifying. Yes, somehow in like an uncanny valley sort of way. And I will say Travolta is good in this with what he's given to do, which it doesn't feel like a lot. And like it's a crime thriller, and you don't really care about anybody on the screen.
No.
And let me say, whoever composed the score for this film,
Oh, yeah.
fuck you. What are you doing? What were you on? Stop it. Because there are thriller scenes that sound like something out of goddamn Homeward Bound, right?
Is that wrong?
It's just a weird fucking movie that I never want to see again. 2 stars.
Alrighty, Jeremy.
First time saying this. I just had to go look it up because, like De Palma is a hit or miss guy, but I will always give him the credit of his movies always look pretty. And this movie had some really interesting shots.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it more than once of some really horrid edits. I don't know who did that, but that was bad. That's I was talking to Shimmy about it yesterday. Was sometimes my brain kicks in, the film brain kicks in and goes, "Oh my god, did you just see that?" And the me trying to watch the movie brain goes, "Shut up!" But there were times in this movie where I was like really bored. It drug on a little too long at times, which, as someone who's a big fan of like noir and stuff like that, like crime films, I get it. You got to let the movies breathe, but this movie like went outside for a smoke break every once in a while to like really stretch it out. Like I appreciated the scenes of him like taking apart the film and like doing kind of like sort of detective work, but one montage is fine. Like sort of almost 3 is a little excessive.
That's a Rocky movie. You don't want that.
Time on this?
I have no idea.
An hour 47, I think.
It felt way longer than that.
So long.
I'm probably going to. Yeah, I would give it. Yeah, probably like a 2. Because like it had some good like stuff going for it, but for the most part, I was kind of bored, and I just wasn't invested in. This definitely wasn't like the Manchurian Candidate kind of conspiracy thriller from that time. Around that time. Or the one that kept coming to mind every time I watched this movie was, do y'all remember The Net?
No.
Like
Sandra Bullock.
I mean, I know what it is. I didn't
Sandra
recall.
Bullock. That was like my first oh, this is a conspiracy theory movie.
The movie Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson and was Julia Roberts, I
Yep.
think? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That's a good one.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say 2.
All righty. 2 for 2. Brian, how was Braylon?
Real quick, the composer also did Seed of Chucky.
Okay.
A bunch of other Italian shit that I've never heard of.
You see, his music in Seed of Chucky makes more sense to me than the music in this. I get that, actually. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rehash what everybody said, but yeah, the score was ridiculous. The pacing is horrible. It's pretty, and it's really 70s. Even it came out in 81, but like several of the guys said when we were watching it, it's probably made in the 70s, and it's very much of that flavor. Like
They were smoking in the hospital.
Oh yeah, smoking in the hospital was great. It's like you walk around now and it's like you see someone smoking, actual smoking. You're like, oh my god! And back then it's like everyone smoked.
Yeah.
It's just like everywhere.
Just go watch Mad Men.
But yeah, not good. I mean, it was like I said, boring. It was meh. It wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't good, and it drug. And 2 from me as well, 2 stars.
wow, thrice on the twice. All right, I guess that means it's my turn. Obviously, as I stated earlier, first time for me too. I want to see what all the fuss is about, what all the stories I've heard and whatnot. This movie got a Criterion release last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that explains the crazy looking poster that I keep
Like I
seeing.
said, just because it's in the Criterion Collection doesn't make it a good movie.
No, like Ebert gave it 4 stars.
Yeah.
This movie was super well reviewed.
Okay, so that's... sorry, go ahead.
No, fine. Yeah,
I'll catch back up to that.
like everyone said, there are a lot of really great shots in this film. Score was weird. And quite possibly the most hair I have ever seen on both John Lithgow and Dennis Franz in ever. Like, what the fuck? Now, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of weird about this one. Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't necessarily love it either. I didn't think it was a bad film. It didn't like blow my titties off by any means, by any stretch. I felt like this was like De Palma kind of, like, especially kind of towards the end. He was like trying to channel his fucking inner Hitchcock a little bit. You know what I mean? I was getting some Vertigo vibes a little bit. It felt like, we'll get to it, but honestly, I'm gonna give it a 3. I think the highlight performance is Travolta, hands down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like y'all said, the female lead, like, I mean, I know she was playing a type, but I don't know if she was just playing it too well or if she was just annoying. But it was rough at parts. It's like, oh, what are we doing down here? Oh my God, we're in this dark place.
Man.
So weird. But I guess we'll get into it. Like I said, the plot it's pretty like basic and bare bones. It's stretched throughout this fucking film. John Travolta, he is a sound guy for a lot of like B movies and horror movies. He just goes outdoors, records sounds, and he splices them into film. And on this night, he ends up recording a accidental assassination of a political figure. And someone was in the car with him, and he saves her. And someone was there supposed to say it's a whole fucking plot, conspiracy theories, whatnot. I love this one moment in the movie when he was like, "What, man? Who doesn't want to hear about conspiracy theories?" I'm like, Jesus Christ, you were born in the wrong fucking year.
Yeah,
like you would have been a huge hit today, brother. Let me tell you. But
it was Bigfoot, I swear.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way right now. We've all mentioned it. I'm assuming it obviously took longer to shoot movies back then. This shit was obviously shot in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like smack in the middle. Like
here's the I was curious about this, and I'm looking this up because movies like this, I try, especially really, really old movies compared to like what I am. So I'm not saying like the 70s is super old. I'm saying I'm 35.
We weren't there.
Right. I like to look up other movies that released that year to get an idea of what it was up against.
Mm-hmm.
So, bearing in mind that this movie released in 1981, let me read you just 5. I've only gotten to June. Let me read you 5 of the movies, and you might not have seen them all, but they're a good point of reference. John Borman's Excalibur, which is one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1. Superman 2.
Yeah.
Cannonball Run. Goddamn Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I was going to say,
That's right. Oh, God.
The Great Muppet Caper. Stripes. Escape from New York. Zorro the Gay Blade.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Cinema.
I have seen all of these.
I have not seen a lot of these.
I've seen them all. I loved most of these. Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
The original Heavy
Damn,
Metal.
I'm striking out tonight, yo.
An American Werewolf in London.
great film. Say one is Last Jet or Return of the Jedi there somewhere? Or was that?
That was a re-release.
Oh.
They re-released Star Wars and Empire, and then Jedi was in here too.
When did the first Terminator come out?
84?
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause T2 was early 90s.
Yeah, T2 was like 90, 91, 92. Yeah, so that's just some of the movies that came out. Fucking The Evil Dead. The original Evil Dead.
But you know what none of those movies were? Conspiracy movies. That's what Palma was like. We need a fucking conspiracy.
Halloween 2.
Hold on.
That one.
Speaking of that, I was just the whole time I was waiting for the conspiracy thing to get rolling, and it never did. And that's like one of the biggest disappointments of this whole movie was it was just some random dude that was supposed to be helping a blackmail plot to get the governor out, and he shot the governor instead of exposing him as cheating on his wife against the wishes of his handler, I guess. And the rest of the movie is him going around being a maniac, covering up what he did, with everybody involved going, no, I don't want,
The conspiracy shit could have easily been dropped. Just make it she's a prostitute who escaped from the killer and runs into Travolta, and he's trying to help her.
Yeah.
It would have streamlined it, made so much. We wouldn't have to have 20, 30 minutes of this bullshit that nobody cared about in this film.
Yeah, it's stretched out with a whole lot of, look, why don't y'all just keep it quiet because we don't want to embarrass the governor. He's dead.
I was like,
we don't want to embarrass his family. It's like,
There feels like there's a whole nother plot line that we never got to resolve.
no.
Because there was a 9-minute scene of the camera spinning in Travolta's sound room while he tries every single tape that was magnetically erased. Like, oh no, oh my stuff. And it just keeps spinning. And he's like, oh, he leaves the fucking room for 30 seconds and then comes back in and it's still spinning.
It just blows my mind that the movie, I guess, spoiler, the movie ends with them never resolving the conspiracy plot.
Everybody loses.
Yeah.
Except the people who had the dead man deaded.
Oh, yeah. The president wins. Basically, the governor was going to run for president.
And was gonna win.
Favorite.
Yeah.
And the president's guy wanted him exposed as cheating on his wife, so he'd drop out of the race. And instead, the wacko killed him. And the rest of the movie is the wacko running around trying to get the evidence.
He is the most well-timed crazy person. Every time he killed someone, there was a loud noise. Like he just knew when something was going to happen. It's like,
And it was the most public places ever.
He would drag them to the public.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was terrible. Or that, or just people in Philly are just that fucking ignorant.
I guess the Trinity Killer had to start somewhere, I suppose.
I mean, his whole thing was I gotta wrap up these loose ends, and in the process, creating hundreds and hundreds of more loose ends.
Well, I think that was kind of the point. Like, they hired this dude to do a job, and he just fucked it up once, but and he's like fucking it up. And they just basically unleashed their own hellhound, and it's going to just mess everything up more.
Yeah, you have that one exchange where he's on the phone with some guy, and he's like, I didn't tell you to do all this. You've gone crazy. And then we never see that guy ever again.
Yeah.
Like,
that was the conspiracy plot that was completely dropped.
Yeah.
Like,
If
disappeared.
this had been a comedy with Lithgow as the lead,
yeah.
yeah.
just as a terrible hitman,
100%.
I'm all in.
Like,
Like you have Travolta in the background doing what in like to that character is a serious conspiracy thing, but then you've got the fucking Benny Hill theme over Lithgow just killing prostitutes.
I love this idea. We need to remake this movie that way.
I still think it was hilarious that was it towards the end, at the very end of the movie when they're like, the Liberty Bell Strangler has been caught, and there's a logo. Some designer at a radio station, someone walked up to it. I need a logo for the Liberty Bell Strangler. What if I just take the Liberty Bell and then put two hands and a rope over it? Excellent, do it. Okay. Seems like some shit that I would fall on my desk.
Much, my son is going to school for graphic design.
That poor designer. And he probably went through like 37 revisions.
Todd, I got you a job. You're gonna get out of the basement.
Oh, sweet. What am I gonna do?
Need you to design this logo for a serial killer.
What?
Just get to it. It'll be fine.
Am I getting paid?
Yeah, sure.
I love how early on in the film we find out what Travolta's occupation is, and he is cutting together this horror movie. And we get to this, epic climax of a scream, and then it's just like, y'all know, it doesn't sound like this at all, but like the closest thing in my eyes is that meme of Dig from Mudvayne when it builds up right before the first scream. It's just like, like this girl's about to get stretched. She's like, and then it just cuts to Travolta just choking on his cigarette. And then, you know what? Still to this day, God damn it, even in the 80s, he knew how to fucking suck down some nicotine, didn't he, by God?
He is the Hollywood's best smoker.
I would agree with that statement. I don't think I've ever seen anybody smoke a cigarette quite like John Travolta.
Like, he even made me want to Broken Arrow with that weird ass.
Damn right.
Shit.
That's where this all fucking started. That fucking Face Off. You got this. Like, man.
You ever seen a single James Dean movie? That man, every scene, no matter what. James, we need you to order some food. Can I take a cigarette with me?
You couldn't get cast in a movie if you didn't smoke.
Yeah.
That was the fucking
Steve
rule.
McQueen was the same way.
They were just like, this one's good for your skin, actually. You need to smoke Marlboros.
Yeah, they were selling that shit through the film, so yeah, your ass better be smoking.
But oh my God, it's just like even myself, who's been off the icky sticks for like 8 years now, I wanted to buy a pack tonight just for that. I mean, I know what would happen. I'd like light it and instantly regret it. Like, wow, this doesn't taste like mangoes. I'm gonna put this out. I just wasted $7. I actually looked at the gas station the other day. Those fuckers are like close to $8 a pack now. That's stupid.
I will say, I love the opening part of this movie because I was just like, what are we watching? Is this like some like horror movie? And then it pulls back and I'm like, okay, that's that I can appreciate. And then they call back to that when he kills the prostitute in the train station. Like they call back to some of the over the shoulder shot kind of stuff, and I was like, all right, that's nice. Too bad it took us an hour and 30 minutes to get here, but
now I'm curious. I didn't take a look, but I don't remember if this was before or after De Palma did Maniac.
That what I was saying earlier, like something about Ebert giving 4 stars, like, and we may not understand the context of the movie. That's how I feel about like 2001. Like, I understand the importance. I had to watch that for a film class.
Yeah.
I understand the important significance of that movie. I understand that without that movie, we don't get Star Wars. That movie is boring as hell to me.
It is a long, stretched out.
But I had
invested. If it's one of those, like you said, it's groundbreaking. So if you're not awed at the visuals you're getting for the first time ever, it takes away a lot from the film.
I had a
Maniac was the same year. That wasn't De Palma. Maniac was the same year. And it was fine.
My pre-press manager that I used to work with at the News, he saw 2001 when it came out, and he's like in theaters, like, it was amazing. He's like, we saw it like 3 times. He's like, I was also on a lot of acid, and I was like, fair. I still think this movie is very, very boring.
See, I've watched 2001 several times, stone cold sober. Still love it.
It's really pretty, and I like some Kubrick stuff.
I've been guilty of watching really pretty movies that are bad just because they're really pretty.
Yeah,
I love the first Dune. I'll watch that over and over again. It is not a good film.
Sting in those weird underwear is funny.
That is super funny, but the
wanna team up movie
freaking
with Sting in
visuals
those
in that
underwear?
movie are gorgeous.
For those of you at home, I have no frame of reference for any of these movies.
I'm
Any of these
going to
people
pull
or
up
anything.
Sting in those weird underwear.
I can tell you the movie that I own.
Maniac, Dune, fucking 2001.
I will say the one movie that I owned for a long time because I was like I loved like the set design and the look and feel of the movie, but the script is dog shit. Is The Spirit.
Oh God,
That movie is
so much better.
yeah.
Damn you, Frank Miller, for just
That-
shitting on
Like that movie looked cool,
it looked amazing.
and I was like, I had friends that were in like costuming that were like, oh my god, like the clothes and all this stuff look great. That script is such dog shit.
That is also one of those movies I watch purely for the visuals.
Yeah.
I do love the visuals of that movie.
Everyone at home listening, just take a second to Google Sting Dune underwear.
Oh
Because
yeah,
I have found this picture, and I want to show Canon what the musician Sting
Please.
looked like in the film Dune.
Awesome.
I wanted a team up movie with Sting from Dune and Sean Connery from Zardoz.
oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yes. My favorite story about that movie is Patrick Stewart was in it. And Sting was on set, and he did not know who Sting was.
That's
I
par for the
expect
course.
that, yeah.
Everybody was like fawning on me, like, who's that guy? Oh, it's Sting.
Oh, who is
the
this
fuck is
man?
that?
Do you know they made a Superman villain based off of Zardoz? His name is Vartox. He also has weird thigh highs and underwear and a strange jacket.
I mean, it's comics. You've got to get your villain somewhere.
That Zardoz is such a weird movie.
How many different villains, especially back in the day, they had to come up with in a year?
So, Canon, you
Yeah.
like thriller films.
I do. I enjoy them.
What are some of your favorite thrillers so that we might give recommendations to anyone who has just seen Blowout and wants something perhaps more thrillery and less Lithgow?
I mean, hell, I guess as someone who enjoyed this more than everybody else on the show, I mean, and I do. There are out there. Like I got one that's it's dark, but it's fucking good. Mystic River.
Mr. River is dark. Like, you should prepare for Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is dark as fuck.
That's what y'all keep telling me.
Not as dark as 8mm. That movie.
That was
I keep
man.
confusing that one. Those
They're like in Snake Eyes, Cage plays someone with loose morals. In 8mm, Cage plays someone who has a hopeful air about him until the world beats the fuck out of him through terrible, terrible, heartbreaking events, and then you're sad.
I remember seeing that movie.
Also, Gandolfini's in it,
Yeah.
Okay.
and so is Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I remember seeing.
I tell you one thriller that I know Cannon has seen and loves. It's hard to rewatch this particular one because once you know the ending, kind of spoils it. Frailty.
I was just thinking that one. I was gonna fucking say
fucking
that
love
one.
that
I
movie.
love Frailty.
Yeah, I love that movie. But
movie's
once you've
so
seen
good.
it, kind of
No, I mean,
the ending.
That's
the
why you-
ending is such a twist.
has
It's
anybody
so
here
great.
seen it?
I don't think
It's been a long time.
Oh, I was about to say.
Can't remember.
That's why you fucking throw that movie on people who haven't seen it, and they're like, "What's it about?" Just fucking watch it. Oh my god,
Because
it's so good.
you watching this movie got a mindset going in, going, oh, and then the ending happens. You're like, this is the exact opposite of what I thought was about to happen.
Bill Paxton starred and directed that bitch.
Bill Paxton was a very talented man.
He was. He got killed by all the major monsters in the 80s. Alien, Predator, fucking, I'm missing one.
Michael Biehn in Tombstone.
Michael fucking Bean.
All the major movie monsters.
Damn it, there's a third one. Why am I forgetting?
Terminator, Alien.
Terminator, yeah, that was the one. That was the one. Red
Battleship.
Dragon and I like Red Dragon and Manhunter. It's Manhunter, right?
Are you talking about the
Michael Mann-
the precursor
Yeah, it was
to
Manhunter. Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
Manhunter.
Because like I saw Red Dragon first, fucking loved it, and then it was like, this is basically a remake. I was like, what? Let me see the original, and I fucking love the original too.
It's good.
Like it was basically a shot for shot remake for the most part. I don't think it was all the way, but I think mostly Red Dragon was shot, but that's still fucking good remake. I swear.
It's not like Psycho with that shot for shot Vince Vaughn remake.
That was my first time ever seeing Vince Vaughn, and then he pivoted real hard into comedy.
Yeah, no, I like that trailer's like, who is this guy playing? That's weird. And then like his first comment was like, wasn't that the other Norman Bates? That's a weird pivot.
Then like Wedding Crashers comes out, and you're like, this guy. No,
I was about to say I might be on the opposite side after, and again I feel like I bring this show up a lot. Season 2 of True Detective.
Yes,
I thought I want to see Vince Vaughn do more dramatic roles.
He did that one where he was in the prison.
You know the
Cell Block 99 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I do want to see that.
He's
movie.
very good in that, and I think we've had this exact exchange at least 2 other times on the show.
No way.
Have you did see that they announced a 4th season for True Detectives? They're going to have Jodie Foster.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I love that show. It's great. I still haven't seen the 3rd season yet.
I still need to watch season 3, even though I'm gonna have to look at Steven Dorff's fucking face.
He's such a prick.
He is, isn't he?
Well, some motherfuckers always trying to skate uphill.
I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm just saying, like, I actually appreciate Vince Vaughn. Like, now for science, one day I'm sure I'm gonna watch Psycho. I know I'm not gonna enjoy it. Probably.
It's not.
I've never seen the original though. I need to, because I started watching some Hitchcock not too long ago. I need to keep the train rolling.
Oh, they're good.
Vertigo.
Rear Window.
Loved. I fucking, not because I hated it, because I was dog shit fucking tired. I fell asleep during Rear Window. Eli actually has a video of me and JoJo snoring on the couch while Rear Window's playing. She's like, "Oh, it must be some fucking movie, huh?"
Vertigo and Rear Window are my 2 favorites because I genuinely love James Stewart.
I had to do
He is fucking good.
I had to do a study on the first 10 minutes of Rope because of the continuous shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Psycho is it's one of those groundbreaking things. Like, you already know what's going to happen, so it ruins a little bit of the experience, but it's still
It's so in the pop culture zeitgeist.
Yeah.
There's some-
And then it's like the Seinfeld effect of everything that's come after just copied it to death. So
Yeah.
when you go and look at the original, you're just bored.
Have you ever seen Nolan's very first movie, first film, Following?
I want to. It also has a criteria.
It's a thriller. I own it.
And I think it's really short. It's like 67
And then there's he did the one with Pacino and Robin Williams, Insomnia.
I haven't
see that
seen that either.
That was a good one.
I want to see that. I have seen Memento, but it has been fucking forever.
So like, I like Memento as like a thriller, but it's like once you watch it like 2 or 3 times, you finally get tired of it, and you can tell that it's like early Nolan where he still wasn't quite sure on how he wanted to like frame shots and stuff, and
I liked it. I went in like blind.
yeah.
I didn't feel like it deserved the hype it got to me. But my favorite Nolan film is The Prestige, so apparently I'm the weird motherfucker.
I love
So
The Prestige. That's my top bar for Nolan.
Prestige is my favorite Nolan movie.
Yeah, like, I don't know why. Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh no, Memento and the Dark Knight stuff and Interstellar, the best, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, but the Prestige is the one least Nolan and most good film on its own merits.
It's the joke that I continue to make, that Nolan's films have fallen off since Jonathan left from being his co-writer, because Jonathan Nolan is a hella great writer.
Yeah.
Go watch Person of Interest. Go watch Westworld.
a little disappointed you didn't take a shot at Win. That's hilarious.
Oh, well, he wouldn't listen to the show anyway. But next time I see him in person, I'll be sure to say that Interstellar sucks.
I liked Interstellar. It's just fun, like visual, like fun movie for me, because I'm super into science fiction. So, but it's not my favorite Nolan film.
I was super
Prestige is
into it until the ending. I'm like, motherfucker.
That's Nolan.
That made me so goddamn mad.
Dunkirk was great.
I enjoyed Dunkirk very much.
Seeing it in theaters was fucking fantastic.
That's what was a dip for me. I thought Dunkirk bored me a little bit.
I love like
And
World War I and II history.
I don't
so.
hate war movies, but I also got to be in a mood for them. And I don't know why this movie just didn't. And I also, I didn't enjoy Interstellar. I'm gonna watch Oppenheimer eventually. I don't know.
I'm curious about Oppenheimer.
The only thing that makes me mad is when I watch Dunkirk is knowing that he spent enough money to destroy a piece of history, and kind of makes me mad.
Yeah, that was shitty.
Yeah. The fact that he went and bought a World War II plane just to crash it into the water.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. He's crashed actual planes for shit like that now.
Well, apparently in Oppenheimer, they've rebuilt a fucking atomic blast. And I'm just like,
we're gonna die. They're not gonna bomb it until opening night.
Warner Brothers and Legendaries keeps him around because they know they can get money out of him, and he can just walk in and say whatever he wants. I want to kill a man in this next movie. All right.
Oh God, nobody mentioned Tenet. I still haven't seen Tenet.
I don't care to.
And you know what? Inception? I fucks with Inception.
I liked Inception.
I like Inception.
Like, the only thing that I don't like about The Prestige, and this is going to be real petty, is that it came out around the same time as the Edward Norton movie The Illusionist, which I like a lot more. And so nobody paid attention to The Illusionist. The Illusionist was fantastic. It was Edward Norton, Paul Giamatti, Rufus Sewell. Jessica Biel was in it too. She was fine. But, like, it was so good. And everyone's like, well, there's 2 magician movies. That's too many. I'm going to watch this one with Hugh Jackman.
That's right, because people...
Batman and Wolverine are in this. One's like, yeah, but the Hulk's over here. Rufus Sewell would have been a great Batman. I've stood by that since Dark City.
I've seen both of them. I still prefer The Prestige.
Love Dark City.
I mean, they're great. They're both great.
Yeah.
I wish The Illusionist had gotten more love than it did.
Yeah,
Dark
I
City.
really
That's
like
happened
The
a lot.
Illusionist.
Dark City
Like,
is
we
one of
mentioned
those,
that too a lot, don't we? Volcano, Dante's Peak.
Yeah, that weird Hollywood trend of doubling up on shit.
Man, you know what? Let's bring it back. Let's do 2 versions of every movie again.
Lincoln and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Hey, having seen the movie and read the book, they are wildly different.
I didn't like either of them, but I loved Lincoln. Daniel Day-Lewis was tremendous, but it's Daniel Day-Lewis, so it's...
That's why you can get that for like $4 at Best Buy right now.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I've got the DVD. I love that movie.
I haven't seen it
So
yet.
good. Like, and I hate Civil War shit because, we've grown up in Alabama, so everyone's like, the Civil War is the most important. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
It was about states' rights. States' rights to what?
Try living.
What? Did the states want the right to... Shut up. But, like, Lincoln is such a good movie.
I'll have to watch it someday.
It's James Spader's in it, and he's just...
Ooh, okay.
Like, the cast is so...
That's fucking who?
varied and like so many great actors and so many good actors doing great stuff. I fucking love Lincoln.
It's like, Abraham, you don't even know my name. I'm the fucking Lizard King. And Ultron.
Like, I would listen to James Spader narrate the phone book.
Me too.
Fingers
I
crossed.
the other day caught myself watching a streaming of Boston Legal.
I watched that show
Just because it's James, it's like 90% James Spader.
Well, yeah, that was the spinoff because the practice.
He is super brilliant in that series.
Yeah.
Playing a complete asshole, but you're rooting for him every.
My parents watched the practice every week when it came on, and so I watched it with them because I was kind of forced to. But I liked the practice, and then James Spader shows up like, who is that guy? I love him. He's a dick. And then he had a spinoff with Boston Legal. Oh, and Shatner's on this. I love this. So I was watching it by myself at that point. But yeah, like James Spader's the man.
Shatner was so Shatner in that.
He was the most Shatner.
fucking JoJo blew my mind at work the other day. Told me that the show The Blacklist is still on.
Really?
Yes,
Like
sure.
it's still new, coming out new.
episodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
The fuck? I had no idea. Like blew my fucking mind.
I started watching that several months ago. I got like 7 or 8 episodes in. That's as far as I've gone.
I've never started. I just knew.
But he basically plays the asshole genius that he always plays.
James Spader, yeah.
And is awesome at it.
Always a good.
So
Always
Ultron
a
was just
blessing.
James Spader's a robot. It was great.
Yeah.
I need him. I need them to do Conquest so I can get Space Ultron.
Just bring him back as Ultron. That's what I want. Just give him more Ultron with James Spader. Like that, the Age of Ultron wasn't the best movie.
No.
There were some issues. James Spader was not one of them. And the trailer where he recites the Pinocchio song is still one of the scariest fucking things in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
And the fact that they changed that delivery in the movie is one of Joss Whedon's many unforgivable crimes.
Many.
Many.
Well,
like it's low on the list because abuse and harassment, and just being an all around shitbag to people. That's like top up there. But then like when you get to like 35, 40-ish, that area, changing that delivery from that's on there.
Well, I mean, in the comics, that's Ultron's thing. You can never get rid of him because he is secreted in his consciousness.
Yeah, he's like the internet.
Yeah,
just let him.
He could totally pop up somewhere.
He randomly shot his consciousness into space and took over a sentient machine race. Mm-hmm. It was great.
Just he's lodged a memory chip somewhere, and somebody scavenged that, puts it in their homemade, computer or gaming computer,
Honey,
and he takes over Overwatch and just trolls.
Honey, why does the blender sound like James Spader? You're trying to come up with a line. I can see it.
I'm just imagining the blender going, there are no strings on. Your shake's ready. Like, damn.
What is... You petty human, don't you? Yeah, that's right. Eat this fruit, bitch.
Smoothie Saturday, Ultron. Smoothie Saturday.
And then he poured it out and he's like, I will murder you. Man, you make a great smoothie. Why, thank you.
I'm vengeful, spiteful, but totally incapable of doing anything. Mm-hmm. Sentient blender.
That's fucking hilarious.
Later, like you come home and like the toaster and everything else is on the floor, broken, and only the blender remains. Like, Jesus, blender, what happened in here? I took over.
Oh, this milkshake is not smooth, like creamy, like I want. Ultron, fuck you.
Don't you know my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard?
Brings Michael Bay to the house and makes the blenders talk.
And he blows shit up.
No, that was a freaking transformer, wasn't it? The fucking blender.
Yes.
Yeah. And the Mountain Dew butt.
I still think Bay stole that scene from like one of those History Channel specials that my dad made me watch from like the mid 90s, where it's like talking about the end of the Mayan calendar, what could happen. And one of the scenes was like, people think that all the electronics on the world might go crazy. And they enact this bullshit. And there's a woman being attacked by her blender and her microwave. And they aired this on the History Channel.
Clearly, someone watched too much Maximum Overdrive.
I was about to say they
it
ripped
was
that off from Stephen
absurd.
King's Maximum Overdrive. The blender totally goes after somebody in that diner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that movie.
Well, that's the show, everybody.
And that's been our episode of Blow.
Yep. We've seen Blowout. We kind of talked about it. And... Mwah!
Do we think Frank's going to get in the comments and complain about this one? Us not talking about it?
I might.
I mean, yeah.
Just because it's a thing.
It is a thing.
Even though I'm just
I am not okay.
That's fair. I don't think any of us are.
I think y'all got this podcast back on the rail after the beginning.
Nope.
I know this isn't a visual podcast, but y'all should see the look I'm giving Frank right now.
Look, you don't have heat vision, Cannon.
Well, my face is hot, motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you are a handsome man.
No, it's just hot in here.
It's a little stuffy.
It's
Speaking
usually the coldest room in the house.
speaking of that, you guys mentioned Vincent McMahon showing up to
Oh, God.
Yeah, apparently he's
to
at
the
Raw
show
tonight with a mustache.
with a mustache, and I'm like, there's only about 10% of people that can actually pull off just the mustache. And I did like Cannon with just the mustache. He had that for just a hot minute. And I think you pulled it off.
I surprised myself. I thought I was going to hate it like as soon as I got it done. But I don't know, as long as I got some 5 o'clock shadow action going, I can't be like just like straight, like clean baby face with a stash.
I tried it one
can't
time and I
fucking do
looked
it.
like Jeff Foxworthy.
I bet you can fucking pull some trim in the right bar with that, though. You'd be like, hey.
Well, my teenage son told me the other day that I had Riz. Apparently, that is a new thing for game. That is
I don't think I want to know about these new things your kid's telling you.
Shorthand. I've seen this on TikTok. There's actually a shorthand for charisma.
I guess.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. It's Riz now.
Like how swag was a shorthand for swagger, which was one extra syllable and already a real fucking word, Bieber.
It's like, bling. Bling is no longer a thing. It's drip.
Yeah.
Bring bling back. That's all I'm saying. I miss those big ass gaudy fucking shiny chains. You kidding me? I legit love that. I'd walk around town with some with a fucking blingy belt around my neck all day.
Full Mr. T style.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Just going around pitying fools.
Not as
Like
much.
mini-
I bet that hurts your
Like
neck.
mini chain wrestling belts, like ECW.
No, I'm thinking like an actual chain and like just have like the belt, like folded with 3 plates, just like hanging down.
Do you know
Yeah.
why? Do you know why Mr. T had all those chains?
Why?
It started because he was a bouncer.
Uh-huh.
And so when people would like come into the club that he was bouncing for, and they'd someone would leave their chains, and there'd be fights, and they'd drop them. He'd take them, put them on, so that if he saw them again, he'd be like, "Hey, man, this was yours." And if nobody ever came back, he just he kept wearing them, and then it became like his thing, and so he just kept on with it.
So he's a lost and found.
Yeah,
He was
he is an intimidating lost and
then he
found.
beat the fuck out of Rocky.
Oh my god. Oh my.
That's still my favorite
God.
Rocky.
It's my second favorite.
I mean, I
Third.
kind of like 4 almost as much. But
I'm gonna
still,
duck.
4's still the only one I've seen.
Four's
Really?
the best.
Yeah, for the show.
They're right there for me. 4 and
Okay.
yeah.
Like I don't know if I've said it on the show yet. But I told Shimmy the other day. I thought this was funny. They're re-releasing all the Rockies in like steel books individually, but they also got funny enough, a 4-pack. It's called the Knockout Collection, and it's only the first 4 Rocky movies.
Goddamn right.
But that made me laugh a little bit.
There's a reason for that. 'Cause
I've got the DVD box set they released like 15 years ago. It's got all 5 of them in it. I've never opened 5. I will never open 5.
well, I mean, Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Love Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, that's why 4 is the best
Yeah.
one.
4 is the most 80s movie ever.
Scientifically proven.
Yes,
They
I
sent
can-
me an hour and a half long YouTube video.
That you skip to
Show-
the end.
Yeah, of course I skipped to the end because if it wasn't Rocky 4, then it was a waste of time. Like, I already knew the answer. I just wanted to check this asshole's math.
The most American movie ever made, too.
Yep.
Damn right. It's been my lifelong dream to have an arch enemy and climb up a mountain to scream his name into the snow.
Punching Russia in the face in a movie.
That's right. America.
America.
If I could find one of those Russian flags with Dolph Lundgren painted on the front of it, the Soviet Union flag, I'd hang that shit up in my room today.
I tried so fucking hard. Apparently, those don't exist.
I know. I even looked to try and find a good picture of it so I could make a print or something. It's nothing.
Can't.
It's nothing.
It's always just a shitty picture
Like
from the movie.
low-res
Shitty
JPEG.
red.
It's infuriating.
Or it's always just like somebody. I mean, is it copyrighted or something? I don't
That
fucking know.
production company is missing out. They
It
should
could
market
just be
market-
that like the demand is not as there as I would like it to be.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
There's
people can quit being fucking babies, I guess.
I'd wear it on a t-shirt. Maybe somebody's got it on tpublic.com
Has to be.
/ whatever they have.
/ Dolph Lundgren.
I mean, it could be an experiment for you, Shimmy. Make that T-shirt, put it on your site,
Yeah.
and see if anybody comes after you.
I mean,
See if you get a DMCA.
I'd have to find. I don't want to take from that artist because that painting of Lundgren on that flag is beautiful.
It's glorious.
I'm going to look again, damn it. Because it's been a while since I've looked.
Right.
Inspired to buy merchandise.
I mean, because, like, why not? That's Masters of the Universe. Like, that is not what I'm looking for.
Also fantastic.
Also fan-fucking-tastic. Never mind. I'm just going to look later. But, yeah. Watch Blowout if you're curious.
Yeah.
only if you're
I mean,
curious.
we really didn't touch on how really fucked up the ending is.
We do need to mention the ending.
Oh, God. What
Okay,
the
so
fuck?
again, he's a sound guy. There's a through line for the whole movie of that scream that Cannon mentioned in the movie they're working on, where like the scream is terrible, so they're trying to find something to dub over it, make it better. When this woman that he has known for like 3 days after he
Madly in
saved
love
her, he's madly in love with her. Have already formed a strange attachment. It's weird. John Lithgow drags her to the top of a building in the middle of a fireworks celebration, in the middle of a parade where everyone can see him and nobody does anything because apparently just Philly sucks. And he kills her. She dies. Fucking dies. But she's wired because he used to work for the FBI doing wires for shit. Like, so he's wired her, and he can hear everything happening, including her scream of mortal terror from the top of this building, and then she dies. So he just listens to this tape obsessively and uses her death scream for the fucking movie. And that's the last scene. That him and the sleazy director are watching the new movie footage with her death scream over it. And he's like, that's a scream right there. And Travolta closes his ears like, what have I done? Like, you did that. Why are you mad about it?
No, well, he said, yeah, that's a scream. That's a scream.
It's just...
But gee, that was fucking
And then cut
weird.
to black.
That was it.
That's
That was
it.
the movie.
That's how it ends.
That's like but again, that's where I like go back to like the Hitchcockian kind of vibe that I was getting from this movie at least.
Yeah.
Because like it's like a fucking callback and it's something fucking eerie, and I'm just like, unexpected.
I appreciated the through line. I feel like it would have been better if the director had just found that tape by accident and said, this is a great scream, and then used it and showed Travolta. Like, hey, I found this. Good job. And he's like, what have you done? And then it ends. But like,
Or
for Travolta to use it is just so many levels of fucked up.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Or remove Travolta regretting the fact that it's in the movie. Like, he has become so jaded from this whole experience that he just doesn't give a shit anymore. And he's using that
just
actual death scream of this person that he knew in the movie as a fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, just have him looking super apathetic. And it's a great scream.
Oh my god, this would have led to a blowout too. This would have been like a low key kind of like
Blower out.
Blowout 2, blow harder.
I think that movie's probably already been made.
Probably.
Oh my god!
And in case, I don't remember if we mentioned it, but the movie's title has a double meaning of not only the blowout that caused the wreck that killed the political candidate, but also the fact that if like a very loud sound hits a sound thing, it blows out like the speakers, and when that gunshot goes off to put the car in the water, it like maxed out his sound recording and blew it out. So get it?
Yeah.
Good job,
get
De
it?
Palma.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So wrapped it up, back to the movie.
Yeah, we came full circle. Like a tire that's been shot out.
A tire that just got shot off and replaced by John Lithgow.
Oh yeah, I would like to mention the whole when he goes to the police department to give them the tapes and stuff as evidence. This is the most non-interested investigator I've ever seen in my life.
Well, they've been paid off.
Yeah.
Well, and it was.
Well, the thing is, he's really bad about it because he's like, well, did you even look at the tire? No, I would look at the tire. It's an accident. Well, because you're a cop and that's your job.
No,
that's why you would.
I will defend it in this case. There was a line that implied Travolta had been used to find dirty cops through his recordings.
Well, yeah, but
so like this guy's automatically going to be like, "Fuck you, get out of here, Travolta."
I mean, that's a point, but still, the guy was just like, "No, I'm not going to look at anything."
Yeah, I mean, they're almost certainly dirty too, but there was a line in there like, you automatically hated Travolta.
Yeah, they didn't like him.
No,
put a lot of their buddies behind bars just because they tried to make an extra squill on the side.
Yeah, the line of you put a lot of good cops behind bars. It's like, well, if they were good cops, they wouldn't be behind bars now, would they?
It's like your two statements are mutually exclusive.
Fucking playing a saint before he was Howard Saint, who really wasn't a saint at all. In that movie.
Right.
Oh, so like I said, like the origins of the Trinity Killer, he just was like extra sloppy. I will say, like, fucking at least Travolta got his ass good. Like, spiked his ass clean to death.
He stabbed him.
Deader than fuck.
And that news report at the end gave credit to the woman who Travolta was in love with for killing him. So Travolta wasn't even there, according to any of the official reports.
Yeah.
He might have just fucking bolted.
Well, she was never in the car, according to official reports, too.
Yeah.
It's fucking... No one cared about conspiracies.
Clearly.
No one cared about conspiracies. It's so weird.
Nobody behind the camera cared either, apparently.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, I think that about wraps it, eh?
I think so. Let's do the plugs and carefully go home, hoping we haven't made any political enemies.
Oh, my God. I better not hear any tires fucking popping on the way out, for God's sakes.
Cannon.
Yes.
Where can the people find you, Mr. Social Media Influencer?
Well, they can find me at That Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, Letterboxd, and, of course, TikTok.
Frank?
You can see me following Cannon on Swarley on TikTok and not posting diddly shit.
I see you.
Occasionally I will comment, yeah. But anyway, and Postman Franklin on Instagram, where I also almost never post anything.
It's fair. Jeremy, you've got some new announcements.
Yeah, exciting news. My Instagram has changed. I finally went through and pulled the trigger on completely overhauling my art account. It's
and
now
blew out a tire at the same time.
Yeah. It's now called Press Art F4, and it's exactly how it's Press Art F4 on Instagram and Facebook.
The number 4 not spelled out.
Yeah, and there's some more stuff coming. I'm working on a couple of odds and ends things. Maybe another project in the future that I wanted to wait till it's done before I say anything. And then also I'll still do some Twitch streaming. Right now I'm streaming Demio with my buddy Six Hill. It's twitch.tv/backwardshero. And yeah, so we'll see how this new art endeavor goes.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
And more yelling at the moon as per usual.
And if you don't find it through like trying to type it out, I have updated it in the link tree.
Sweet.
Which you can find on all of our social medias, which has links to all of the people with active social media. So Frank's not on there.
Yeah. Sorry, Frank.
Do I exist?
That is still the question.
Okay. It could be just a sock puppet for Cannon's TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, like we're going to have to stay another hour to record all of your lines because this is just canon. Like I'm reading from the script talking to not you right now.
Good job.
I'm Captain Shimmy. You can find me Captain Shimmy's Kind of Art, Captain Shimmy's Almost Music, Captain Shimmy's Toy Box. I'm on TikTok, but I'm never on there. You can also find me here at the comic strip in town. Sell comics, buy comics, read comics, love comics. That should be the new motto, except it's stupid, so it's not going to be. You can also check out the Cajun Greatness merch store at tpublic.com/user/Cajun Greatness. And we'll be back next week for a thing. I don't fucking remember what it is.
It's the thing with Kurt Russell?
No, that wouldn't fit the theme. We have a theme. Hang on, I'm pulling up the list. Pulling up the list.
That's all right. We're gonna get there.
Travolting Uncaged. It's story time with that Cannon guy.
Oh shit! It's story time, y'all. Think about some cool stories, y'all.
Sure.
Whoever's involved.
Well, first we'll need to watch a movie so we can not talk about it. That always helps.
Oh no!
Creativity
It does help
to
the
tell
process.
stories.
Oh no! Sharon is Karen next week.
So yeah, that's what we'll be doing, and then we'll spin the wheel to see what the next Uncaged will be. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so join us for that. It should be a good time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye. Bang bang.
Bye. Bang.
It's a Travolting development. His movies are kinda shit. 15 years without a hit. Hey! It's John Travolta.